Three, two. Hello, welcome to Actual Play. Today we're playing Heist. I am very excited. I have never played it before, and we have Allie here running it for us because she's the creator. So that's super rad. I am Sean Nittner. I use he/him pronouns. I'm at Sean Nittner on Twitter, and you can find me here often on Actual Play. We're hanging out. How about you, Cass?
I'm good. I'm really excited to play this and get to make a totally quiet and non-lethal and smooth operation that won't have any problems at all. So I'm Cass. I use she or they pronouns. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Cascade Designs. And yeah, Misha, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm Misha B, she, her. I am excited to play Heist because I like blowing stuff up. So it ought to be interesting. How about you, Soup?
Hello, I'm Soup. My pronouns are they, them. I exist on the internet, some places. If I do, you can find me at Literal Soup. How about you, Mads?
Hi, I'm Mads, or Allie. I made the game that we're about to play. I use she or they pronouns. Yeah, this game is about stealing stuff and hopefully looking good doing it. So, where to start? Well, first things first. We should talk about lines, veils, points that we don't want to cross in the game. Make sure that it's still fun for everyone. So does anyone have anything that is an absolute no for them?
Sexual violence?
Yeah, there we go.
Eyeball trauma described.
Yeah.
Please, yeah. So, and can we leave kids out of it?
Yeah, I mean, she's got my stuff. Teeth horror. I don't need it.
I would say
teeth are fine, but just teeth torture kind of things.
Teeth should be where teeth are.
Yeah, teeth should just stay where teeth belong, in your mouth, with most of them all there, just doing their thing.
I think if there were any prolonged violence or torture, that'd be more of a veil for me. So don't need details.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm covered. I'm good.
All right. I would say cool, but all of that was not cool. So
Right, it's how it works.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
Not cool.
So first things first, you need to pick a type of mission. There are 3 types: gold, guts, and glory. So gold missions are basically you versus some kind of established authority. Like you're trying to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Sweet.
Actually, that could also be a glory mission. But
what if we did that? What if we stole the Declaration of Independence from Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Oh,
technically, Nicolas Cage is an established authority. So yeah, you could. Guts missions are a race to the finish. There's a rival team of thieves that are trying to steal the exact same thing. I think it's Ocean's 12, where there's the European team of thieves, and they're trying to steal the exact same Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a guts mission.
I mean, National Treasure Benjamin Franklin Gates is racing Ian Howe to get the Declaration of Independence first, right?
That's it.
They're both trying to get it for different reasons. So yeah, I feel like Nicolas Cage could just be as well.
Where's our Nicolas Cage playbook?
It hasn't been written yet. That'll be a stretch goal, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know. Just all right. So and then glory missions are basically you don't really get anything at the end except for having completed the mission. So if you've seen The Losers, they don't get a tangible thing at the end really. but they get all of their names cleared, which means that they can finally go home or go on with their lives, etc. So, does anyone stand out to anyone?
I think Guts or Glory.
Yeah, I like having rivals, so I feel like Guts is a strong cue to me. Like knowing that even if you're good enough to steal the thing, that there might be someone who did it first. That struck to me. I like Glory just because you're doing it for the cause to do it. But yeah.
All right, so that's 2 votes each for Guts and Glory. Soup, Cass, any opinions?
I mean, I like Guts because I can make rivals explode.
So you like Guts?
Yeah, we like Guts and Guts.
You like Guts and Guts missions.
Guts squared. Yep.
Guts squared. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Guts mission, so
all right. So
I'm
let's
good
go
for
with Guts. Let's see.
go
what
with
we
your
got.
guts.
All right, so it broke.
Oh,
The record
immediately? Just already?
Oh, no, just right off the
It
bat.
was the one that I didn't check again. I see why. It's because it's an old macro layout. It's fine, because that's what rollable tables are for. So our hull is, our location is, and our antagonist is. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So we are stealing an original piece from an infamous street artist and whatever it's attached to.
We're
From
stealing
a famous
Banksy.
Yeah, you're stealing a Banksy from a famous city intersection, and you're racing against a contemporary from overseas. So, any ideas on what exactly the infamous street art piece is?
A famous city intersection. Can you give me an example?
Like Times
like-
Square.
Like Times Square.
Okay.
The statue of Lord
points?
Nelson from Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, or the Arc de Triomphe is a famous
Yeah.
intersection.
Yeah.
I think they're okay. This is vaguely obscure street art like knowledge. I think it was the Golden Gate Bridge, but underneath of it, there was a like light up piece that was a Space Invader. And there was also like one in New York and like in a couple of other cities.
We have to
Like,
steal a Golden Gate
Yeah,
Bridge.
the Golden Gate Bridge.
just the whole
Or just
bridge.
a portion of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a little bit.
There's this sweet it's not technically short because it's a mural, but it is underneath the freeway. And there's the two lanes are split, and the mural is set that it's lit from the light that comes through the the two freeway overpasses. And so the way it's lit up is like designed around that. And it's very cool. That would also involve stealing a freeway in Oakland. I don't know the name of it though, unfortunately. I'm sure it has.
Isn't there a troll under a bridge in Seattle?
Yes.
There is a
I've
troll
seen
under a
it.
bridge in Seattle. Yes, I've seen it.
We could steal the troll.
We could steal the bridge troll.
I like that.
All right, I'm here for it. I don't know what value it has, but
I will say that a couple of years ago, the wall that like Banksy had thrown a piece up on that was on the side of like a police station, someone literally bought the wall.
Stole or okay.
Yeah, they didn't steal the wall
They
because
didn't steal
You're
the
just
wall.
like steal.
What if we stole a
But-
wall?
Yeah.
I mean, you could. You wouldn't download a wall. But you could.
I
steal
would.
one.
Well,
Isn't that what you did? Downloaded a green wall.
yeah. The Fremont troll, if we're still interested, is
Yeah, I put a link in the chat.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not a small.
It's not a
thing.
small-
No, it's
at all.
very big.
I don't know
Okay.
why. Is there something in it? Is there something like why?
Ooh,
why
yeah,
would
what
we
if there's something in it?
Like the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, like the Declaration of Independence. The real
it's all
Declaration
coming together.
of Independence.
The actual Constitution.
No, it's Thomas Jefferson's embalmed body.
I can stay.
He is the troll.
But it doesn't have to have anything in it. It could just
No,
be
you just
someone
want it.
incredibly rich was like, I want the Fremont troll
Yeah.
for my living room centerpiece.
Right, Elon
Yeah,
Musk
yeah,
wants to
that
buy
is
the
us.
troll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we're
okay.
like, no.
We have to save it from Elon Musk.
Yes. I would rather save it from Bezos, but sure, Musk is fine. They're both
I mean, they're both pretty terrible, so take your pick.
Yeah.
okay.
I
So
mean,
someone's
that could
gonna
be
buy
our rival is one of them is coming from Elon Musk.
Oh, they're like hired by Elon Musk?
Yes. Are they the Musketeers?
I mean,
Yeah. That's like exactly the kind of thing that Elon Musk would like name a heist squad. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, they're the Musketeers. I gave them cool flamethrowers and gadgets and laser swords.
Well, they need the laser swords to cut the troll.
To cut the
tree.
troll.
So that's legit. I mean, he's not actually
Right.
being ridiculous there.
That's just practical.
It's just practical, right? How else do you got to get a troll out from under a bridge?
Yeah,
but with
it's
laser
6.5 tons
Yeah,
and 18 feet high.
I'm into this. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're stealing the Fremont troll.
It is clutching an actual Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh,
Oh, that's a real car. Oh, nice. Yeah.
wow. I have
This is
some.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this in for all of you to share with us. It's a really ugly URL there. I apologize.
It's okay. It's an ugly statue.
it actually broke on Twitch, and I don't think it's clickable.
Oh, it broke.
That's so
okay.
tragic.
Ignore
Here,
that.
I've got the Wikipedia page. Let's do
Yeah.
that. That might be better.
Okay.
Yeah, that was such an ugly URL. That
Yeah.
And
it could
Twitch
not
just said no.
pass. Yeah, Twitch is like, eh.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Try that
Next.
instead. There we go. There's a link. John says
Next
Elon
thing.
can have it. We need to repel evil capitalists. It doesn't work super well. Okay.
This is just praxis, you know?
Yes.
right, so everyone or anyone, do you have an archetype that you want to play in mind? A particular playbook?
And leaning towards machinist.
What's the machinist playbook all about?
Building stuff to help you guys out.
Nice.
Specialized tools and ephemera and big explosions.
Feels like explosions are a part of our shtick.
Yeah.
How else are we gonna get the troll out?
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely gonna have to blow it out.
It's I was gonna say a necessary evil, but it's just necessary.
No. It's not like evil but
We're
explosives.
preventing evil.
Yeah.
We can't let
True.
it fall into Elon Musk's hands. They
Fighting
use
evil
it for charity, for Pete's sakes.
by moonlight.
Right. Anybody else got an archetype that they're thinking of?
So yeah, I'm thinking the assassin.
Right.
And will we go through like special moves later, or can I tell people?
Yeah, we can go through it after. Or Soup, Sean, do you have a playbook in mind, or do you need a second?
Yeah, I was thinking of just sort of cover the various grounds. I was thinking of either a face or mastermind playbook. I'm looking at the widower right now, which looks like fun. So yeah, I think I might do that. Service with a smile sounds like a cool move. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go widower.
Okay. And
I don't know Kingsman, so I don't know the touchstone reference. I mean, the move looks cool, but
Uh-oh.
I don't know the.
Actually, the biggest touchstone for that, if you've got a second and go watch it without watching it with the whole stream. From the first movie, there is a scene set in a church, which actually, never mind. Don't watch that scene.
Oh no!
Oh, wait. No.
I know what you're talking about.
If you're feeling particularly strong one day, go and watch Kingsman.
All right.
But
You
it
feel the
does have
strength
some-
of God in your heart.
Yeah.
It does have some moments where it's just, yeah, it's that scene. It's the scene that you've probably seen bits from.
Actually, I think the scene where he's in the bar would work too.
And yeah, the scene in the bar also works, but I don't know that that's on YouTube, and I know the other one is.
All right.
But yeah. Soup, do you have a playbook in mind?
I don't have one super in mind, but I might be interested in playing the tourist just because it sounds like fun.
All right, well, while you make a decision, we're going to go through all the playbooks and see how they work. So,
I'm going to switch to the talker because it's a touchstone that I know, and I won't have to look something up on YouTube to know it. So,
and I just found you a link. So,
sorry.
That's sorry.
I don't want to spend half the stream like, hold on. Sorry, I was paying attention. I was watching.
Hold on, I'm just gonna watch a movie real quick.
Yeah, you all just chill.
I'm gonna watch a movie. It'll be fine.
All right, everybody, just make some popcorn, take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 2 hours to actually play the game.
Yeah. Right, so
you're gonna be the talker instead.
Yeah, I'll be the talker instead.
All right, so Misha with Twinkle. Yes. Let's look at. So your special move is with a bang. You may not have a subtle method in, but you always have something. It just usually happens to be loud. And then your cinematic death move. So HEIST has something called cinematic deaths. There's no harm, no injury, no conditions, none of that from Blades. But you do have a second move that you can trigger when you die, when you need to throw people off your scent, etc. Yours is, and this is especially apt now that My Chemical Romance has announced their tour and tickets are on sale. Just save yourself, I'll hold them back. Basically, you've, like, by the end, you've made friends with this crew. So you count as a small gang for a scene, essentially.
As they blew stuff up.
Yeah. You get 3 die for rolling anything for frag during that whole scene where you single-handedly hold everything back.
Nice.
All right, so now that you've got some ideas about the playbook, let's look at your cornerstone. Someone has been helping you temper your most extreme ideas and theories. Who are they and how do they distract you?
Is this going to be one of the other players, or?
It can be another player. It can be an NPC that you make up. It's just someone that helps to ground you, your cornerstone.
Can we introduce everybody first and then come back to the cornerstones?
That's a much better idea than what I had written down.
Okay.
I'm going to make a note of that.
No worries.
Fair enough.
All right. So, Cass as Clove. Playing the assassin. You got your special move, the other oldest profession. You're just very good at killing. And you have a signature weapon, which I do believe will also be explosives.
Maybe mine.
Do you want to stick with that?
Let's see. What if, so I don't go too much into Misha's territory, what if it's like venom, like poison?
Yeah. I was gonna say it might be hard to fit venom into stealing the Fremont troll, but you never know.
Do explosions, I could totally supply you with, be your supplier for.
Ooh, that's true. Maybe mine are very like aesthetic explosions, very flashy. All right, we'll stick with explosions then.
Okay. And then your cinematic death is the only remaining option. You unfortunately can't solve everything with force and violence. So when you either run out of weapons...
You haven't tried hard enough.
I mean, you don't have to have a cinematic death. I was going to say not everyone dies, but in the Fast and the Furious, I think everyone has died.
But
at least once.
It's the best.
But when you run out of either weapons or they prove to not be enough, you can sacrifice yourself to do what needs to be done. So you can ask one other player one other player character to fulfill a final wish for you, and if they agree, you give them your signature weapons.
I like that. That's epic.
That's a big move.
They're all all of the cinematic deaths are kind of big moves. Right. So Sean as Mr. Fisher.
Yes.
Right. So your special move is talk fast, walk faster. The touchstone for this one is Danny Ocean. So anytime where Danny's just talking and like everything is happening, that's the idea for this move.
Nice. So if someone fails on a roll, you can step in to talk through the plan. For making this work in your favor. Yeah. So I imagine that it's when the roll goes bad, we're like, cool. So that was the first step. That was the first step that we have to do. And then the next thing is where we all get caught and yada yada yada.
Yeah. You can basically make a montage.
Perfect. I'm into montages.
Which, since this mentions partial failures, I should probably go over some of the how to roll. So that was the wrong button to click. That's the right button. So there's 5 levels of potential success or failure. You have critical successes on a double 6, a regular success at a 6, a partial success on 4 to 5, a partial failure when you roll 1 to 3, and then a critical failure if you roll double 1s. And that just determines how far the antagonist clock advances. So how close your fellow rival thieves get behind you.
Nice. If Elon Musk gets this troll, I'm going to have feelings about that.
Listen, we will prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
Even if it kills us. Probably
over our dead bodies.
Right. We can always blow it up.
Right.
Sure. All right. So Soup.
Yes. Hello.
Have you made a decision?
I think I'm gonna play the tourist. Mostly because I don't remember if anyone has ever played that for you, and I feel like it's a good thing.
No one has, because the tourist is actually the playbook that I made for people that have never played tabletop games. And everyone that I know has played a tabletop game.
I've never played tabletop games before. Can you please explain to me how to do such a thing?
Well,
you're adorable.
So the Taurus, which the touchstone is Saito from Inception, you have a simple question. Just because the Taurus doesn't know things about the world of thieving, even in character, you can just ask a question about something and help to create the canon of the world. So whenever you want, you can build the mythos of the world by asking a simple question.
This is a dangerous thing you're handing to me.
I know it's dangerous because I know you. And then your cinematic death is what you give. You realize that by going on this mission with everyone, you've maybe hindered a bit more than you've helped, despite your best efforts. So when you admit that maybe you shouldn't have come along after all, you can pass on a key component to completing the mission. It can be deeply personal information about the target, coordinates to a secret cache, or a literal key. Maybe you could unlock the Fremont Troll with just like a combination lock.
There's a bike lock on the back of it.
Right.
That's
like,
the only
oh
thing
wow,
that's
it's only
actually
secured with this. Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds great.
So, Allie, because I haven't played before, let me ask about how you said cinematic. There isn't like harm and death like there is in other Fortune Art games, but is a cinematic death move something you do where you say, okay, I'm going to go out, but before I go out, I'm going to do this cool thing? Is it sort of something that you elect, or is it a result of a failed roll where you're like, no, I don't want to fail, I want to carry on?
So when you fail rolls, the antagonist clock over here will move forward. So let's say you get double 1s.
Who knows?
On like one of your first few rolls. That advances it halfway. So you might get to a point where it's like, all right, you need to not fail any rolls for a while. Instead of hoping that no one ever fails a roll again in the rest of the game, I'm going to sacrifice my character and we're going to push the clock back like
Got it.
3 spaces. Or I'm going to use one of my special moves that'll help move the clock back. I don't think anyone's playing it, but like one of the Mastermind playbooks has a move that lets them move back the antagonist clock.
Very cool.
So that's what you use a cinematic death for.
Cool. Right. So it's something you choose.
Yeah. Or you could do what happened in one of my playtests and just decide that at the end, instead of anyone surviving, everyone uses their cinematic death moves at the exact same time.
No comment.
That's an option.
That would be so weird.
No comment.
Amazing, but weird.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to Clove. Now you've had a little bit of time. Have you looked at like your Cornerstone key NPC taken special kit?
Yes.
Okay.
So Cornerstone, you have one great irrational love in your life that you'll never forget. Who are or were they? What happened? And where are they now? So I think Clove was a child actor, and one of their like fellow child actors was once they were like a little older, was their first crush. But their crush became extremely successful and they did not. And so that's kind of their cornerstone, is that kind of trying to become someone or something so they can like prove that they're good enough to be back in their kind of orbit.
So for where are they now? Are they currently shooting a movie in Seattle? It's an indie thing. Yeah. It's mostly it's really Oscar bait if you get down to it. But they're currently shooting.
It's one of those movies where they had to like not eat and look really ugly, so they're trying to get like the Oscar.
Yeah. They're trying to show the true acting struggle.
Yeah. And their name is Brittany, because of course it is.
Brittany.
Amazing. All right. So your key NPC.
So I think what I was thinking is I wasn't a great actor, even as a child actor, so I was really awkward and spent a lot of time with the people who did like special effects and stunts, and that's how I got into exploding things. So I think like a key NPC, someone who knows what you do but has never judged you for it, is like maybe one of the crew members who kind of like would explain what they were doing to me instead of just being like, you're a really annoying kid, go away. So kind of like my first exploding mentor, I guess.
The stunt coordinator from the family series that you were. Why would a family series have a stunt coordinator?
Why not?
Because
guys, you never know.
It was that one that Zendaya was on, where they're like spy kid kind of thing.
Yeah.
Legally distinct from that, but yeah.
Yes.
But
they would need a stunt coordinator, was my point.
Yeah, After School Spies. That was the show. It was on definitely not
Disney
XD.
Yeah. It was on the DX.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a bad acronym, okay?
It's fine. All right, so your take is a window of peace and quiet in your favorite place. So what's your favorite place?
Ooh. So now, is this something I'm supposed to get out of the heist?
Out of this mission, somehow you will get a window of peace and quiet in your favorite place.
I'm going to say the Olympic rainforest, but I have no idea how that has to deal with stealing a troll. But
it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. By the end, we'll figure out how stealing the stroll has gotten you to the Olympic.
We have to start there, end there, pass through there.
Yeah.
Nearby.
We'll just take a couple loops around. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then you have a special kit of a body harness that can covertly secure any weapon within reason.
I love it, any. But then also,
Hey, look. Does transdimensional sword space exist?
Okay, if you've seen the first Red movie, Victoria Winslow has a very slinky dress on and then pulls several guns and knives out of it. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Within reason. If it looks like it's too big to fit in the outfit, then it doesn't quite fit.
I mean, I'm sure I have big hair, so I can just
knives,
think like Texas hair,
machetes.
Yeah.
Your hair is just full of secrets. It's fine.
Yeah.
Listen, wire is like hair, but it kills people. Just like
amazing. So, Twinkle.
Yeah.
Let's try your cornerstone.
Somebody's helping me temper my most extreme ideas and theories. I think it's this is gonna be weird. So I've got this pen pal on the internet. I've never actually met them, but they're the one that we ping ideas off each other and usually poke holes in the other's idea. So I do it for them and they do it for me. Their handle is Shine.
Okay. And how did they distract you? When both of you are just hitting a wall over and over again, what do they say? All right, let's do insert thing.
Probably watch a horror movie or something cheesy. Have you seen the latest Blake movie? And then we go off and get distracted watching that.
Yeah.
Through,
have you seen Silent Hill 4?
Yeah.
All right. So your key NPC, someone or something you've created that has helped you realize the truth about yourself and your reality.
I'm going to say truth about myself.
What was the prompt again, Allie?
Someone or something that's helped me realize a truth about myself or my reality.
If you want to think about it.
Yeah, let me think about that one, because that's a harder one.
Yeah. This playbook is based on Mouse from The Matrix. So, key NPC there would probably be the woman in the red dress.
Yeah. Which
is
a
really
lot helpful outside of the Matrix.
Yeah. All right. So your take is something near impossible to obtain, but key to your next design.
There's something in that VW that I need.
Someone made a polymer to customize the inside of their VW. Read a rumor about it somewhere on the deep web.
Yeah.
So now you have to try and get into this VW in order to get that and synthesize it. All right. So your special kit is a large bag of assorted specialized tools and ephemera. You just have a giant, almost endless tool bag that you can take just about anywhere.
There's lots of detonators.
It's a little bit like Rocket Raccoon. You just have things to make explosives all the time.
3 sticks of bubble gum and a piece of duct tape. Get it.
So, Soup.
Hello. How are you?
Do you have any ideas for a name?
I do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My name is Fugu Tachibana.
Uh-huh.
That's very specific.
Like the fish?
Like the fish.
Okay.
Would you like to hear why?
Yes,
Yes.
I would.
There's a story here.
Okay. So basically, I'm an athlete in a brand new sport that has only just become like established enough to garner an amount of respect. Basically, since they automated all cars and took all manual drivers off the road, like the collision detection and the accident prevention has become very robust. So now what they do is they have people who drive cars and try to get the self-driving cars to crash into each other like a rodeo. And so I am one such driver. We all have incredibly we all don an animal persona. So people have never seen my face. I only wear this blowfish helmet.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, like, Demolition Derby, but done by Dead Mouse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so your cornerstone, despite all warnings not to, you came on this mission due to some deeply vested interest. What
Okay.
is it, and why is it so important to you?
I'm gonna go ahead and just say something. If we want to accept that as canon, we can. We do not have to go with it. But in the sort of near future where Elon Musk has perpetually been frozen at 50 years old, we're about like 120 years or so from, I think, now present day. That's the first sign for you to say stop if you want. And so the way it works is we have now gotten rid of the electoral college, and instead we compete through basically like internet popularity contests. And if Elon Musk steals the troll, then he's going to get the social credit he needs to essentially control the new sport, which I haven't named yet, but I'm going to say is Electric Car Rodeo.
That sounds like the name of it. Yeah.
And basically, the electric car rodeo workers want to unionize, and we want rights for our workers and protections. But Elon Musk wants to make it a death sport. So he wants like basically the cars to also crash into you, the human being who's driving the car, instead of just, you're maneuvering your car around and trying to get unmanned vehicles to crash into each other. Yes.
Have you ever seen a movie called Death Race? Because that's
no,
literally
but I know
plot.
about it. I know about it.
That is pretty much the plot. Now that you mentioned it, wait.
So
minus the needing to steal the troll.
So that's why we have to steal the troll, because if he steals it, he'll get enough social credit to like essentially buy out the like power he needs to establish like these laws. Because that's the way America works in
Yeah.
Yeah.
2120, 2140.
Amazing.
You asked me to be here.
I did. I asked for this.
You knew this would happen.
Recalibrating.
I think we already know your take. Your take is unionization.
Yeah, I mean, my take is a successfully completed mission. We're just gonna prevent Elon Musk from becoming God King of America.
And your key NPC is someone who doesn't know how tied they are to you in the mission. And
Okay.
I see you have written here Rattlesnake Johnson. Please explain.
Okay. So Rattlesnake Johnson, and this is like a thing. It's I'm sure you'll appreciate this. Like, electric car rodeo is a little bit like professional wrestling, where like the line between someone's like personality and their like sort of performing persona is very like, ambiguous. Rattlesnake Johnson is one of the first champions of electric car rodeo, but his real name is Mr. Racer. Now, as for why he's important,
Yeah, I mean, it seems obvious, right? Like
right? Yeah, it's like he's like the person who is who taught me how to race. First of all, how to do the electric car rodeo, and also I think he holds a special like something. Like there's something about him that like he holds the key or something to the troll. I think is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't know.
I'm gonna drop this link. It definitely doesn't mean anything. There is, in fact, a professional wrestler named Jake the Snake Smith.
Oh, I should have known. You know. I'm not even that far off. I invented a new thing, but it's just wrestling again.
Yeah.
It's just car wrestling.
Don't get anywhere close to wrestling.
Yeah, wow. Apparently. You know what?
If you don't want it to come back full circle on you.
John Cena is still alive in this timeline, except when he does that white wave thing, he like actually becomes invisible because of nanomachines. I'm sorry for all of the horror I've wrought upon this game already. Yeah, I turned it high chaos immediately.
We haven't even started it, and
I like it. Can I make a small tweak now that we're talking through this?
Yeah.
Can Brittany, my long lost love, be dating Elon Musk? So I want to like show him up.
Oh no, she's Grimes.
Oh no,
she's Grimes 5.0.
Yeah.
Right, Grimes died a long time ago.
Yeah, he doesn't freeze his girlfriends.
No, so he just dumps them once they're like too old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Not that far off of Elon Musk proper.
You're
like
really not. All right, so Mr. Fisher, let's talk about your cornerstone. So I think yours might be some of the more abstract ones. So your cornerstone is you're either famous or infamous for your many and varied exploits as a globe-trotting thief. What
Whenever this happened. Oh, there we go. Hello, all.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I think street chat can hear us now.
I
Wonderful.
hope so.
Wonderful.
That means then that they missed a hilarious conversation we all
Yes,
thought they could
they
hear.
did.
But Fugu,
No,
don't get
I
me
don't-
wrong, because Fugu, I love you, is in the chat.
Yeah, no, that part came through. Okay. Yes. All right. Excellent. Okay, we're back. Fantastic. I think you were just asking me about Fisher, and then it's exactly that moment the internet gods, Elon Musk struck and killed my router.
Right, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos just kind of
Yeah. They were just
clasped
like,
hands together and
that's
brought
it.
down the internet.
You're done. You don't get to be on this anymore.
Nope.
All right.
Well,
All right.
it's
Now we know what
sponsored by
happened.
Amazon.
So
I mean, talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face, right? If Bezos cut down Twitch just to protect, who knows?
I don't know.
It's too meta.
Too much.
All right, but I think we're back up. Folks have said
Yeah.
they can hear us, so thanks everybody for hanging out and being patient while everything broke and had to be restarted. Yeah. Allie, what should I do?
all right, so your cornerstone, you are infamous, famous, it's debatable,
Yeah.
for your many and varied exploits as a globe-trotting thief.
Yeah.
What's the thing that you're trying to stop doing?
So I think originally, I don't know where this paradigm shift happened in my mind, but what originally was going to be something like lying to or hurting people that I care about. I think now it's going to be like crashing social media sites. I don't know why that would be, but just like bringing down whole social media networks. It seemed like a really good idea at the time, but every time I've done it, it's just caused more turmoil and chaos. People, if imagine if Twitter suddenly disappeared. So yeah, so
We're free.
Yeah, it's just
yeah, you
just go too viral.
You think you're free, but then like there's repercussions. People are suddenly cut off from one another, and then they have to find each other in other ways, and those ways aren't always good. So yeah,
they have to make
Oh,
phone
it's apocalyptic.
yeah, it really is like an apocalypse. I think when Facebook finally crashed the third time, and it literally infects anybody with nanoviruses if they try to log into it anymore, I finally realized like, oh, that was a mistake.
One step too far. Listen, shutting down Mark Zuckerberg's life support, that was fine.
Yeah.
Shutting down Facebook the second time, fine. Third time, oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. So yeah, crashing social media networks is the thing that I'm trying to stop doing, because I realized now in my distinguished years that it causes more pain than it solves.
Mm-hmm.
Anything short of that though is fine.
I mean, you just grow older. You realize that some of the things that you did in your youth maybe weren't so great.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes it's destroying the internet presence of millions. It's fine.
Yeah. Right. Just people.
Everyone was an edgy teenager once.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to stop doing. It seems to just happen though, I have to say.
So your key NPC is someone you can have a normal life with outside of crime.
All right, so I wrote down Acer, my adult child. They're in their 30s and have a normal life, but I kind of feel like normal life in the world we've made is maybe not normal life as I would see it. Like maybe they're a stunt double for like a family television show or something like that.
Right.
Like stunt trainer. Cass, what was your Brittany was the actor that you grew up with, but who was your mentor?
Like the stunt director, Billy the stunt coordinator.
Billy the stunt coordinator, right. Maybe they're a stunt coordinator in training.
Mm-hmm. Which I imagine in this world we're creating, doing stunts that actually stand out now have to be pretty epic if
Yes.
you're,
yeah.
fighting
Yeah,
everything
right.
going on.
Right. Yeah.
It used to be you could just do a kickflip and a Krispy Kreme, but no longer.
Right. No, there has to be things on fire.
Yeah.
In multiple colors.
Yeah. In multiple colors. That's critical.
Okay. So your take from this mission is a single trophy from the hull, something that looks innocuous to anyone not in the know.
Nice. So I think Misha, you said that Twinkle, sorry. You said that Twinkle.
Somebody needs a nap or a snack.
Yeah. Twinkle wants to get the polymer off the VW.
Yeah.
I want to get the keychain that's still in the ignition.
Nice.
On the VW. There are other keys on that keychain. It just looks like an old rusty keychain. But,
nice.
I want to get that keychain.
It might be like a special limited edition, so it's actually made with like nickel instead of like the sturdier metal that they now use for their keychains.
Wait, hear me out. What if like
Soup's picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, like what if like 50 years ago there was a heist where they swapped the car that is being held by the troll, and that's why there's so much cool stuff in it.
Because it is actually the car that is because it's actually a different car that is than the original. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with it.
All right.
But yes, that keychain is that's in the ignition ostensibly is not it's not a material that that keys are only made of, but I think there's other keys on it as well. They look innocuous, but there are some very unique keys hanging in that keychain.
Okay. And then your special kit is a little black notebook full of contacts who owe you a favor.
Yeah, I think this is where the social media network comes in, which is where when I want to reach out to somebody, every single one of their social media tools activates, so they get pinged. I think there was an episode of The Office where they made Woof, and Woof would bark at you on every single platform, and that is my special kit where I can essentially open up a connection to somebody if they're connected to any network, and it doesn't matter which one it is.
I thought it was bad when like my computer, my Chromebook, my Fitbit, and my phone would all give me an alarm for something on a calendar.
Yeah. Now imagine if like optical nerves in your eye that just display things. Sorry, we're not going into eyes, but like imagine if just like a heads up display just suddenly came on. That's woof.
That's why people don't drive anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's the real reason no one drives.
It was like after that like 24th incident, they're like, okay, all right.
People can't drive.
Yeah.
Maybe Google Glass was a bad idea after all.
Okay. So now we've got blah 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 takes. All right. Someone, anyone, roll 3d6 for me.
Just any 3d6?
Just roll 3d6.
Yeah.
All right.
9.
Take Misha's.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what's better.
It's basically the same
displaying
result. So this was basically the engagement roll for your mission. So you got 4 to 5. The crew's in a pretty okay place. Things may be a little off kilter, but it's mostly going to plan. So what is your plan for going in, and where, when the movie of this game starts, where do we see everyone?
I imagine our plan has to involve like a giant semi and like construction equipment, or are we trying to be subtler than that?
I don't know how it cannot.
I was gonna say, I think we're just gonna drag it out of there.
Well, the other option is we burrow underneath it and then just let the whole thing collapse down into a platform that we have down there. Or we like.
But there's still going to be a semi involved. It just won't be on the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
So should this be us underneath the troll, like with the construction equipment drilling up through the ground?
I think we would start a little bit before that even. Because remember, you're trying to steal from the people that are stealing for Elon Musk.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, so they've got the plan and that's it.
Yeah.
So they have the plan and we're just trying to like intercept them.
No. You guys are trying to get into Elon Musk's tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
One of them runs under.
Oh, it's those dumb tunnels that do the thing where they have one car go at a time. Yes. Oh my God. What a dystopian future we've looked into.
And basically what you guys are trying to do is convince the people at the door, which you're going to be successful in. You're convincing them at the door, like, no, there's maintenance happening and we need to close off this tunnel. It could be for several hours. You can check with Mr. Musk.
As soon as you say that, yeah, it's just...
And they're just like, okay, it's fine. You've got the sign. And someone like reaches into a pocket, pulls out a very flat phone, which after a second you realize is just integrated into their hand, but they had to put their hand into their pocket to make it be a phone. And they press a couple of buttons into their palm and a sign comes up, construction. Please take alternate route. You take a look around and you realize it's just a tunnel with a single track. And you're really not sure how anyone is ever supposed to turn around. And they're like, all right, things are set up at both ends. Let us know when you're done. And the guard just kind of looks around, just like, yeah. I guess I'll file a report. And then walks away. And you get the feeling that no one really knows the like bureaucratic protocol that they're supposed to do for any of this. So you've got that on your side at least. You've got at least a little bit of a window. So what's your next step?
This was to sort of get into the tunnels that go underneath the troll.
So now you're in the tunnels. You should be clear for at least a little while unless things start going wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there's this like bird's eye camera view of the truck going in this narrow tunnel, and we have all the equipment. Who's I'm just curious of like the visuals of this. Like who's driving our truck?
I mean, probably the car driver person.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. You know what? It must be like when you see the semi, it's like there's a truck head on each side of it, like some kind of monstrosity. Because it goes like there's nowhere to turn around. Yeah. It's basically like the world's worst train. But yeah, I'm in the driver's seat. You see my like puffer fish helmet.
Yeah. Is it like full motorcycle helmet size, or is it a little more shrunk down because now we have futuristic helmet tech that doesn't have to be quite as big? Like, is it?
It's definitely like a little like thinner than like a motorcycle helmet, but it's got these cool spikes coming out of it.
Oh, nice. That's convenient.
That's what'll like cushion my fall if I like, steer off.
I have one question about this.
Yes.
So you're in one of the big up and coming sports. You have an incredibly distinctive helmet. Do you just tell people this is your day job?
Yeah.
And
I'm just like,
anytime
someone asks, I just say the gig economy. I just say the gig economy. And everyone's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's life.
Okay. So basically gig economy lucha. Or luchador. All right.
Nice.
So you're driving along. What's the next step of the plan?
mean, I think it's to get underneath the troll and start setting up the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta set all the explosives so that they go off perfectly and it just drops gently onto the back of the truck.
There's just one problem. Where exactly do you go? Who's gonna figure that out? Who already figured it out?
Misha, I think Twinkle would have figured that out, right? You're the one who knows the machines. You're the one who knows the equipment. I'm sure you've got the GPS coordinates and everything like that.
Doing internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either me or Shine. I might have bugged Shine about it.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think are you in the cab? Are you sitting shotgun?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm in the semi. We like X-ray vision through, and Fisher is in the semi, like checking some of the equipment and asking you if we're getting close to the location. And I think we have like a little GPS on our palms. Sure. That is but yeah, I think you're gonna have to guide us to get there. Sounds like Allie's calling for perhaps a roll.
I'm calling for a roll.
Yeah.
Let's see that.
What stat does that fall under, Allie, or do we describe?
I think it could fall under either frag. You know that if you blow enough, the truck could take the weight and the weight of the troll. Or you could be more precise about it with a fix roll.
This feels like fix.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do it just right. It's a more finesse than just sheer brute force. Because if I do too much, I'll blow up the truck. And I don't want to blow up the truck.
Yeah.
Again.
So that
this semi, by the way, I believe is going to open like a transformer when we get it underneath.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, it's going to be a box and it's going to like clamshell open. And there's going to be equipment to like receive
It's like an Elon Musk truck though, so it won't just clamshell like a normal truck. It'll look like a hand.
Okay.
Because it's his grand ambition of building a Gundam.
He hasn't done it already. I'm disappointed. 150 years.
Well, not as far as we know. It's not public.
Right.
It's amazing.
So,
so for number of dice roll, that's the dots, yeah?
yeah, that would be the dots or the number that's listed next to it. Because the dots didn't work. Right, so you got
5.
A 5. That's a partial success, but clock only goes forward 2 ticks.
What?
What?
All right, so you were able to achieve your goal with some work. It took a little bit of fiddling, maybe. You had to go forward a little bit, and you were like, no, back up. No, not that much. Go forward. Yeah, trying to like parallel park.
Parallel parking a semi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Parallel parking
This
a
is
semi.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's just
And the clock advances, which means to us the musketeers are getting closer. Is there a way that materializes for us? Do we have any sense of being noticed or anything like that?
Yeah, while y'all are in the tunnel, the camera pans up. You go through several layers of rock. Maybe you see a dinosaur skeleton, and if it's that cartoony of a movie, which I think it might be.
I mean, yeah.
That's amazing.
I think we're going through a rib cage, honestly.
Yeah. So you get topside, and there's someone with a very smart bun on the top of their head that adjusts a set of goggles and a clipboard, and it's just like, pardonnez-moi, you see, I need to restrict all access to this area. We'll be doing a shoot here soon. Yes, right here. Also, I have these ordinances, and they open the clipboard up and pull out several versions in triplicate of permits from the city. I have these. We will be able to do anything that we need to do here. Do not mind any noise. And the police officer that they're talking to is just staring at them like, 1, I can barely understand you through your accent, and 2, what do you mean we can do anything we need to here? But all of the permits are correct. And they're just like, yeah, I guess so. And it's like, all right, chup chup. And a crew just descends on the area around the Fremont Bridge, setting up like perimeters, putting up tape. And a crowd starts to gather around because, of course, a crowd gathers around when people are doing something weird. Then the camera cuts back to Twinkle. You're like, all right, perfect. I muted myself instead of clicking the thing that I needed to.
It happens. It's fine.
So what does the truck look like when you finally get it into position? Does anything special happen? Do you get like a little chirp on your hand phone?
I think I've got like these 4 like GPS little doohickeys on the corners on the ground precisely where it needs to be. And so once all 4 of them, there's been like little beeps, cheap, and once they're all 4 lined up, it's like a long tone, so beep when it's perfectly aligned.
All right, and we hear that beep as like everything comes in the frame. So what's the next step of the plan? You've got everything in place. What happens next?
Yeah. I mean, Clove, you've got to blow the ceiling, right? So so it comes down into the truck.
Well, I have a question, which I can't believe the assassin is asking this, but are we going to do anything to make sure we don't kill anyone? Like no one's visiting the troll when we make it explode?
I mean, thankfully your rivals have already taken care of that for you. So you don't have to worry about it, probably.
But would we know that, though?
Would you like to be the one that's still topside and figures that out?
Yeah, I think I might want to be like, I was kind of like the lookout to make sure there was like, no families taking cute pictures on their hand cameras and all that.
Right. So you see like a group of teenagers that are just like, I just got this new phone and like I'm supposed to be an influencer. I need to take photos at memorable spots and I'm only here for like 92 more hours. How am I supposed to get like the perfect golden hour photos? And tomorrow it's supposed to be rainy. And someone's just like, look, we can just it wasn't even that long of a trip. The high-speed rail gets us here now in just under 12 hours after a 3-hour line. You made it across country that fast.
It's the tunnels, man.
This dystopian future is terrifying me, Allie.
It's just, I hate it so much. It's so bad.
So you're topside, you see that, and you see them setting everything up. You do also see that they have brought their own explosives expert, which you know, because you've used similar kinds of shape charges.
Mm-hmm. I think so. We see me, and I'm in like kind of oversized, very muddy jeans and like work boots and like baggy flannel, but not the cool fashionable flannel that's come around. It's probably like last season's flannel or something.
You don't have nano flannel?
I do not. No.
It doesn't like change to fit your surroundings.
I have like the synthetic weave flannel, which is way less cool because it just, it doesn't burn, but you can't change it. So, and I kind of like my arms hunched, trying to sort of look invisible as I'm listening to them. And I see that, and then I see the explosives, and I imagine I have a way to talk to the rest of the team.
I'm sure we all have hand phones.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have hand phones, or do you have something that's more secure? Maybe a little older, but more secure.
Walkie-talkies.
Yes. No one's on the walkie-talkies anymore.
Yeah, no one listens to those frequencies. That's old school.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's amazing.
So I imagine I
think Fisher's expecting to hear from you because he's although I don't know who you're gonna reach out to, but he's like waiting for your go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So I pull up, and my walkie-talkie looks a little bit like what used to be like a truck radio, so it kind of fits in my hand. And I, hit the go, and I'm like, Fisher, I think we have a problem.
No, there's no such thing as problems. There's just opportunities. Tell me, what's going on?
Well, there's some other people, and I think they have explosives. I don't know. Should I talk to them?
Sure. That's always a good place to start. Yeah. So other people with explosives, and Allie, we know that like Elon Musk's vote, we're racing Elon. Like we know that this is a race, right? Or is this the first time that we're encountering them?
I think you know that it's a race.
Okay, nice.
Just neglected to mention it.
I just maybe I forgot to say
you
that.
And Fugu.
Okay.
Fugu only knows it's a race because they know that Elon Musk needs this in order to win the popularity contest to become president of the world.
Right.
Yeah. No, keep me on. Like put the headset in so you can keep me on, and let's go talk to these folks. I got your back. If you run into a problem, all three of us are here. We'll help you with any answers. Just all you need to do is make sure that they are staying back. We're almost there.
Okay. Right. I can talk to people. Yeah. No. Sure. Okay.
This is totally the leverage moment where everybody has to do the wrong job. I've got to operate the machine. You've got to talk to people. It's perfect.
Yeah. So we see me like walk over, and if I don't get stopped, I want to walk over to whoever's like nearest to the charges or the equipment that I would kind of recognize.
If you're trying to go straight for the charges, that same woman with the very like high bun and clipboard, somebody's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. Cannot allow you any further. I'm not sure how you got past the security line, but it's fine. Is there something I can help you with? Were you curious about what's happening here? It's a photo shoot, you see.
We're having really nice weather today.
Keep going.
That's why we are doing a photo shoot.
Oh yeah. I'm totally a student, and that looks like really cool equipment. Like it might be the C7 model, and I've only worked with the D297, but I heard that it's like really great, and I just wanted to. I like your hair.
Try rolling fleece for me, and when I want to see how far this actually gets you.
I'm pretty sure I have a 0 in that, but let me make sure.
You do, but you are being aided in your roll.
Ooh, so I get 1?
You get 1 die.
Yes.
Yep.
Ha!
And it was enough. I'm gonna say that it was the flirting in particular that did it.
And her hair is probably amazing.
Yeah, her hair is just perfectly coiffed. Even though it's a little bit breezy, there's only the strands that make it look like artistically undone enough. And like you've seen this before on movie sets and like TV sets. You know that someone arranged this and otherwise shellacked everything else down. And it's just like, oh yes, it's just you see. I think perhaps yes. Go over and talk to Jean-Claude. And you're directed towards Jean-Claude, who's kind of small and like bookish, but is just surrounded by like things for explosives, very carefully arranged. And Jean-Claude tells you not to touch anything, but that you can look. Also, don't breathe on it, because it might change the chemical mixture, and then it can cause an uncertain... Just launches into an explanation about explosives that you absolutely already know, but no one is that fussy about it. No one.
I would like to pull up a mask. I imagine in the dystopian future, forest fires are still a problem. So I just like pull up my mask to show like I'm not going to breathe on his stuff.
And that's totally enough. But you're in now. You have Mr. Fisher in your ear as you're talking, just listening to, and Mr. Fisher, you hear just this kid running on. It's like, yeah, I mean, my name isn't actually Jean-Claude. It's just John. But I mean, whatever. Anyway, so this one, the reason that it's shaped in a star like this is because the blast pattern from it is, and you're just hearing this while you're working down in the tunnel.
Right. I feel like knowing, tell me if this is stretching belief too much, but Fisher can't understand what he's saying, but Cass, I think if you are, if Clove hears it, Clove knows what he's saying, and if you like do it in a translation, it might help me in figuring out how to put the charges to make use of whatever he's setting up there. Like I can't figure it out, but if you're like, oh yeah, I see you're putting all those charges on the north side over there, and I can put some on the south side, so that he sort of actually helps me with the work. Do you imagine like conveying that down so that I can be working opposite him down below?
Yeah, I think the motivation is I know you're listening and I know you don't understand it. Yeah, so I'm translating. I'm not thinking I'm translating so that you can plant stuff. I'm like, clearly Fisher wants to understand this because this is really interesting and anyone would want to. I'm like paraphrasing it back. Oh, right, because if you put the charges with that distance, then the blast radius wouldn't hit these other things, and that charge means, and that's kind of, and I'm just following John around if he lets me, like just translating everything.
Yeah. John like loves this and is keeping you occupied, but you are getting parts of, at least some parts of their whole plan.
I would remember enough. Do I see anyone like close to the troll where I'd be worried that they would get hurt?
No, they've very effectively cleared out the immediate area. So the only people you see around are people that look like they're a part of this crew. And like one very tired and bored looking model. Actually, can you roll a D2 for me? I want to see something. So you didn't recognize her at first, but she turns around and it's Brittany.
What?
It's Brittany.
Yeah.
Of course it's Brittany. She's part of the thing that they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and just like tosses like a very long set of extensions over a single shoulder and it's just like, will we be done here soon? Are we gonna start this shoot? What's happening?
I do that very non-awkward and non-obvious thing where I immediately turn my back towards her and try and like, but then keep looking over my shoulder a little bit to keep an eye on her.
Hey.
Totally non-awkward and non-obvious. Love it.
Right.
Yeah. So after a couple of quick shoulder takes, we cut back to what's happening down underground. Fugu.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. How are you contributing to all this? Like, sure, you drove, but technically anyone could drive these cars because no one drives these cars.
Because no one drives them, yeah. I think actually what's happening is because Mr. Musk has gone through the trouble of setting up all of these cars and his like mass transit system, he has clearly shut off the like AI like piloting for this area. It's like we've gotten past the point where like we're allowed to run. It's like kind of it's like when you turn off the like current running in like a certain section. So I think actually like I am driving it, and I think that might be like a rarer skill nowadays, right? It's more of a specialty thing. It's like how people don't really like do cowboy stuff anymore, but like Like you just see you see like Fugu just kind of like grab the wheel, and everyone's like, and then they like hit the gas pedal, and it starts moving. And they're like,
All right. So like the tractor's all like set up and everything, but you can take a small separate car. It's a 3-wheeled cycle. The third wheel is actually in the middle and doesn't touch anything, but it's there. It's another Elon Musk design.
Listen, it's the gyroscope stuff for the gyroscope.
So you could like check the other parts of the area, make sure there's no one else around.
I think like my sort of job here is to be eyes on the situation. I do think that on the way, like, because a lot of this is like maintenance, sort of like, everything is like shut down, the lights are only like half on. Like we get that kind of cool thing where the semi is moving and like, Fugu is like driving like next to it, and it's like that like cool thing where like you see the lights go vroom, 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 vroom. I think I would like to I think like I would like to actually talk to Mr. Fisher.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just like fire up the walkie-talkie. Just Fisher.
Fugu, I thought you were... Yes, Fugu. We're in position now.
If anything is clear on my end, I have a question for you. And then like, it's like there should be like a transition between them, but no, just I have a question for you.
And I think like Fisher is somebody who like loves to talk, but when Fugu says that they have a question, he's like, oh shit. Okay. All right, hit me. Okay, here we go. And he's like operating the crane and like getting the thing, because the truck's parked and we're like getting ready to blow the thing. Okay. Yep. What you got?
You were involved in an incident 15 years ago with one Rattlesnake Johnson.
I thought you were too young to know about Rattlesnake. I thought he was before your time.
Rattlesnake taught me how to rodeo.
Yeah, he was one of a kind.
He was.
Yeah, sort of lived and breathed for his fans. Would do anything for him. Couldn't turn down a dare. Couldn't. No challenge was too big. Didn't ever know when to say enough is enough. Rattlesnake.
I know you were involved.
Okay.
I actually have a question for you, Sue, because I'm gonna use your move for you.
Yes, that is what I was assuming I was going to be doing.
Yeah.
I think there is something in the electric car rodeo world where you have to take a bet that's presented in a particular sort of way. So my question for you and everyone else is, do most people know what that way of presenting a bet to someone is, or a dare?
Do we all know the lingo of
is it common parlance? Is it like if I just started talking about
right? It's an archaic phrase. It's an archaic phrase, I'm gonna say, called "do it for the vine."
Do it for the what?
Do it for the vine. Nobody knows what it means anymore, but like they know that it means that you have to do this dare.
Yeah.
But does everyone know that is the question?
I think it has slept into I think it has crept into like common parlance.
Okay. That's amazing.
I think probably like obviously like there is an element of chat integration into the sport of electric car rodeo, where essentially people like will vote on, or so like people make suggestions and then they vote on like obstacles or like certain behaviors, like this car will do this or whatever.
I think there's a lot of live there's probably like a lot of live obstacle creation. Like you don't necessarily know what the thing what you're gonna be up to until you're out there.
So what I'm thinking is I think that it's social media based.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe Mr. Fisher's meddling somehow made it so Mr. Rattlesnake Johnson
did Rattlesnake
no
Johnson
longer
die
radio.
when Facebook 2.0 crashed?
I don't know if he died or if he was just unable to race.
Yeah.
Was he unable to race?
I mean, which is worse?
Like all of the obstacles popped up at once.
Yeah.
It
Like
was
all
where
the,
everyone
like,
had
barriers.
voted for one thing. It was just at the beginning of the poll opening, and then Facebook 2.0 crashes. So you just have one vote for everything.
Yeah. So equal votes for all 27 different obstacles.
Oh no, I've got it. Hold on, I think I've got it.
Oh,
if you wouldn't mind, of course.
It's your power. It's your special ability.
I think Rattlesnake Johnson, the bet he took was from Elon Musk. Okay. And they were basically betting on like this was Elon Musk's original bid to get enough points to become God King. Right, where he bet,
of course, yeah.
This
is why I would have gotten in the middle of it to stop him. Yeah,
exactly. And he bet Rattlesnake Johnson that he couldn't do the like extreme death course or whatever. And Rattlesnake, being an honorable man, was like, I will do this. And then as you crashed it, all of the like things just kind of happened at once and they malfunctioned and nothing was working. Like,
yeah,
I think the AI is like social media based, so it just went haywire.
Oh no.
I think that I would have crashed it though to prevent Elon Musk from rising to his God King ascension. Yeah. So, but if Rattlesnake was a casualty of that,
right. I think that because of that, it was basically the whole thing was like called off. It was like postponed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I robbed him of glory.
Yeah. I'm into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I say, I know where the vine grows from. It's Fugu. And sometimes it has to be ripped out at the roots.
Yeah, I think you just
Rattlesnake.
You just hear like the like silence of the transceiver, like it's clearly broadcasting, but they're not saying anything.
All right, we linger on that for a moment. The shot is framed in such a way that were Fugu not wearing this fairly large helmet, you would see a single tear rolling down their cheek. But because there's a helmet in the way, it still lingers there, which still gives the impression that it's happening.
I bet it's one of those cool like digital helmets.
Oh.
So you see the two pufferfish eyes and one just like has a tear.
Very cool. Very sad.
Okay, so we've got the truck in position. We've had our touching moment.
Yeah.
What's the next step of the plan? Setting up the charges?
Yeah,
which I'm assuming.
I think in the background that's what Fisher's been working on this whole time. Is that there's when the hand-shaped clamshell opens, there's these arms that reach up, and the idea is that we'll plant them, we'll blow the charges, and then the whole thing will just come down. Like we don't want it to drop because then it would break and it would shatter. Mm-hmm. But like they're gonna brace, we'll blow it up, and then we're gonna drop. And I don't know. Misha is.
Yeah, I think Twinkle's underneath. So you're setting the charges on the top side, and Twinkle's setting the charges for the bottom, because you've got to be able to have those arms like extend and then grab and then pull back down.
Yeah.
So we've got a two-pronged approach it.
Yeah. To be clear, I think Fisher, at least my impression, it's fine either way, but my impression is that Fisher was in the truck. He's on the bottom side, but is working. When you say top side,
like
you
the
mean
two of you are working together to
Yeah.
set all the charges as fast
Perfect.
as possible.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so I think our next step is to settle those charges, and hopefully, is to get them all in place and get the mount in place so that when it breaks, it doesn't crush the semi and us beneath it.
Yeah, right. Because that would be bad. Nobody wants to get crushed.
At
least not like that.
Twinkle, I think you're directing this whole effort.
Yeah, like she's like got this rig that's like shining a light, and it's kind of like one of those constellation map things that sometimes
nice.
kids have, but instead of a constellation, it's like precise locations of where all of the charges need to be. So there's like a pinpoint of light everywhere on the ceiling of where it needs to go.
Okay. And just to make sure that nothing goes wrong with it, you didn't have it accidentally turned the wrong way.
I had registration marks.
Right. Just make a quick roll for me.
Yeah,
we
sure.
want to see how it goes.
That feels like fix, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
can we justify that all the information that that we got that Clove sent down via what's happening up top would be assisting Twinkle in this?
Yes, you would get an assist. You would get one assistance die in your roll. So, wait, you're rolling 3 dice.
Yeah, I did, and it did something.
Hold on.
I don't know what it did.
1 second.
Yeah, that only rolled 1.
Rolling 6 with 3. That should roll.
Okay, no, it did the same thing to you
I
as it
broke
did to
it.
me. Okay.
Hey.
Do you just want me to roll 3d6 then?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
This is what happens when you code
No worries.
everything at 2 in the morning.
Okay,
Alright.
so I got a
Same
4.
result.
4.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Fours
Did we
are
break the
just-
roller?
I think roll 20 was trying to say it's gonna be a 4.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Dice rollers hate me.
So, it takes you a little bit of time because you want to be precise about this. If you're going to blow something from underneath, you know that you need to you have all of your charges laid out, you know exactly where they need to go, and you know what order they need to go off in. Getting all that set up will take you a little bit of time, but you get it done. However, up topside with Clove, while you're talking to John and they're explaining all of their charges to you, you realize that you hadn't been paying attention to the rest of the crew who are also setting down charges. They've gotten it done pretty quickly because they had enough people with enough understanding. What are you going to do about it?
So I think that when I was a child star in a fake spy movie, I was the cute kid who would scream to get attention as like a distraction. And so I think I see that and I just panic and I just kind of revert to like, if this were a movie and I were a little kid and I would scream, everyone would like rush over to make sure I was okay. So I think I see that and I just like yell as if like, I don't know, I'm imagining I'm seeing a giant snake. That's my acting move, to imagine that and then like yell at the top of my lungs to try and like make everyone look at me and stop what they're doing.
I do feel like this is probably a fleece roll from what you're describing.
Oh no.
That would be a thing you have 0 die in.
Yeah, I'm good. So I'll roll 2d6 and then keep the lowest.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. A 1.
All right. So it's only a partial failure.
I know I didn't get a critical.
You didn't
failure.
advance the clock 6 forward.
Oh,
which
wow.
would fill it
Yeah.
entirely.
But this is also where Fisher's move comes into play. Cass, is it fair that you would still be on? You'd still be sort of reporting in over.
Oh, the line is open, so you hear like a blood curdling scream over your walkie-talkie.
Okay.
And I imagine that it echoes down in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Everyone looks over for a second.
Just looks around.
How do you handle flashbacks? They're considered, they're just actions like normal.
Yeah, they're just an action.
Perfect. So Fugu and Fisher both knew that we were going up against Musk, and that this was and that they were going to try and beat us to it. And so as you scream, I should pause for a second, because first, like, something bad's going to happen, and I'm going to try and interrupt with my keep on talking move. I'm going to try and distract everybody above a bunch of lights that a bunch of generators fire up, and a bunch of lights like shine down, and suddenly like blinding. I think it's the things that we had set up in advance, or alternately, if it's already really lit, the opposite, that we fry the lights that they have. Like, some of the generators are rigged to fail. That's my thought as to how to, like, when you scream, everybody else notices something else goes horribly awry as well.
Okay. So I think Fisher, down in the tunnel, you hear that scream, things are going wrong.
Yeah, right.
And I knew this from studying Chloe's filmography. This was just a thing that happened frequently.
Yes. You just scream in every single one of these roles.
Yeah, it's like Clove probably should have been a scream queen, but just wasn't.
Never cast.
Yeah.
Never happened.
No.
It's just a missed opportunity.
But Fisher,
really.
you're just like, oh, I know what to do. Next to you, there's just a maintenance hatch that'll go straight up to the surface if you need it. And you have like a switch for the generators. It's not really clear how you got this switch.
Yeah, exactly.
You can explain that if you want to, or you don't really have to until later.
I think at the risk of being too all-knowing, but I think I knew that Brittany was going to be here, and she actually does have a really good scream. Like, she is a pro screamer. That's why she went to. That's why she went on, and she gets through Woof. She gets the signal. I'm taking back the lights thing, because the scream is too good. She gets the signal, like, she was waiting for, like, when is someone going to tell me what to do? On her phone, she gets a signal. Okay, it's time for your scream. And so the scream that maybe Clove couldn't pull off, I think I have every faith that Brittany can, because she's got the screaming skills. So that's I'm gonna send the ping to her that it's time for her to start acting.
Okay. So you step in, you send this message, and Brittany is like, oh, good. Finally, my moment for making, I don't know, what would be the next thing that happens whatever is the thing that happens 2 things after TikTok.
Right. Yeah.
Just gonna,
it's like TikTok, and then the next thing, and then it's like
the thing after that might be sort of be going downhill. It's probably gonna collapse soon, but you can probably still mostly go viral. It's just like,
it's the only way now.
Brittany just whips out a phone, holds it out, and is just like, hi everyone, you know what time it is, and then just lets out a scream.
If I can, I was not in on that plan, right? And I would not know that Fisher knows Brittany's gonna be there or any of that.
I mean, if that's okay with you, Cass. Like, I don't want to remove agency. I just thought, since Brittany's there, and
because I imagine, so what I do is I see her scream, and I am really worried about her. because why is she screaming? That makes no sense. So I want to run over to Brittany and be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Was there something dirty? Are you okay? And I'm like trying to like get her attention, and like I'm looking around her to make sure nothing is threatening her, like there's no bugs nearby or anything like that.
I think
Watch out,
I think
spider.
what ends up happening is that the scream wasn't the thing that like pushed back the antagonist clock, the thing that like made everyone stop and go, what is happening? It's that Brittany looks at you and is like, wait, don't I know you from somewhere?
Dun, dun, dun.
And everyone's staring at both of them.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. But
And the stream is still going. You're still live on
Yeah.
3 things away from TikTok.
Mbop.
It's like TikTok, and then because it's like made by executives, the next one is named Dab.
Yeah. Fisher, you just hear Fisher crackle in for a second and say, you got this.
What would my catchphrase have been?
If you'd like, we can cut away in that moment where you and Brittany are staring deep into each other's eyes.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Dream rolling.
So back down in the tunnel, you've got all the charges set.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I think that's your special power.
my special horrific power that you've handed to me. So we know that they have that Elon Musk has hired the Musketeers, his personal squad of cyber ninjas, to steal the troll.
I love that you're just making this worse for us. So
you really are.
Thank you for just
you're gonna love what it comes out of my mouth next then. So the thing is, these tunnels were also built by Elon Musk. They were his designs. What automated security does he have installed? Like, does he have nano spider tanks?
I'm sorry, what now?
like if you had a spider tank, like a tank with legs,
Yeah.
but it was small.
A Tachikoma, but a tiny
like a
Tachikoma.
small Tachikoma. A bunch of them.
A bunch of them. And they
They
had
just
like
crawl out of
cannons on their backs or something.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. Because I
No, but
respect
that's just the
rest
question.
of you. But you know what? Let's go with Elon Musk's cyber ninja, small cyber ninja army. They just don't have very good AI. And the thing that you'd been counting
they
on,
all look like Raiden from like Metal Gear Rising.
the thing that you've been counting on, the thing that's been advertised about these tunnels, is that the security force is not a cat that is trying to get into a closed room. The security force is supposed to deactivate if any part of the tunnel is deactivated, so that nothing happens to any maintenance crews that come down. That's the advertisement. That's not actually how it works.
Of course, yeah.
That part of the code was commented out, actually. No one caught it before release, and like it's not Tuesday, so they can't patch it.
It's true.
Oh, no.
So above you,
So they can't patch it.
above you,
that's
Twinkle,
when updates
Fisher,
come out.
and Fugu. You just hear like what sounds like claws on a wooden door. I don't know why I would be thinking of that, but you just hear a noise, and then you hear it some more, and then it just starts filling the tunnel.
Nice. That's got to be the time when we're ready to blow it, right? Like, or at least that's what Fisher says. It's like, Twinkle,
Time
this
to
is the
blow.
time when we're ready to blow to blow it, right?
Three more charges.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
Yeah.
yeah. He's been having like he's been more or less operating the machinery from below and coordinating things. But if you say 3 more charges,
Get the clamshell.
Yeah, clearly, right. Fugu, get up here. We each need to plant a charge, and I think we have to race to plant last of them before we can blow. blow it,
Okay.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
There's 3 charges. There's 3 of us. We gotta get them planted before the spider tanks or whatever it is that is coming. We just know it's
Mysterious
Just-
scuttling.
the mysterious
Cat
scuttling
ninjas.
arrives.
They're gonna be cat ninjas.
Of course.
I think I'd like to roll Fox to coordinate all this, to like get all our timing all perfect and get everything set so that right when they get there and they're about to send on us, that's when the bomb blows and explodes all of them.
All right. I will say one thing because it feels like this might be a longer scene.
Sure.
If someone wants to give an aiding die to give you 1 extra d6 to roll with, you can, but you won't be able to do anything else in the scene after that. So does someone want to give up the ability to lead an action essentially later down the line?
I feel like, yeah, I'll do that.
You're cool with that? We had the bond of rattlesnake.
Yeah, right. We have like a moment where we're just like kind of like it's tense. You're just like, you gotta put the charge over there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I need
I'll
to
help you out.
focus. Awesome.
Right, exactly.
Right. Okay, cool.
I roll 3d6.
So I'm gonna roll Fox. Oof. Let's make sure that actually rolled.
It did not.
It did not. All right.
So
All right. I'm gonna roll 3d6.
yeah.
Okay. Still not great.
Still a 4.
Jeez, we're rolling poorly. Okay.
I mean, it could have been worse. That one
do
could
it.
have been.
Yeah.
Actually, 1 would have completely filled the clock.
Yes.
As it is, you're 1 tick away from having it stolen right from above you.
Yep.
It'll be
All
awkward.
right, so you set up the charges, you get them to blow, and Clove up above, they're like, "Are we ready? 3, 2, 1." And as they say 1, you hear the explosion from down below that results in a rumble. And the statue the troll statue just starts to sink and like shifts down little by little. And everyone up top side is panicking. Down below,
Earthquake.
Yeah, totally.
down below, you hear scuttling, and then you hear several very sad meows, and the scuttling starts going away. This definitely didn't just happen outside of my door. There's no cat that's been trying to get in.
You're just pulling from experience here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You just hear the sad sound of samurai swords being sheathed.
Mini cannons retracting back into their carapaces.
Right, just like, okay.
but you can see it coming down. It's shifting down slow, little by little, the way it's supposed to be gently cradled in the uplifted clamshell hands.
Fisher looks at Twinkle like the way someone looks at an artist who's just like made a masterpiece, like the adoration in his eyes of like, you did this is amazing, like you made, like this is impossible, and you like all the, like I think the laser pointers are still in place right now, everything's sort of moving down around them, but it just like he is just looking at you like in awe that you planned all this out, and like it worked because he wasn't sure. So yeah, it's like, holy shit, it worked.
Just watching the Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
And
even Twinkle's like, holy crap, that actually worked.
and I think it does speed up a little bit, and then it lands with like a good hearty thunk. And Clove up above, people are just freaking out. The person with the very nice bun, their hair is still in a perfect bun,
Because it was shellacked in place.
just looks incredibly angry, pulls out not a walkie-talkie, but you know the Nokia phones that also had a walkie-talkie in them? Pulls out one of those and just
Damn.
like chirps on it. Is just like, someone's down below, move in. No accent whatsoever.
Oh no. Do I see anybody moving in from up here or like responding from up here?
Don't see anyone moving in from up top, but you could leap down to help your team.
I was just gonna say, there's a big hole now, and we're gonna drive away. I'm sure there's opportunity to.
Ride that troll all the way down.
Yeah, exactly.
What I want to do, and there's this moment where I look at Brittany, and I haven't answered her question yet, and I want to like remind her who I am, but I don't have time. I know that the bun lady is giving orders, which means she's in charge in some way. So she's probably important in some way. So I want to try and take her hostage. So I want to try and like run towards her, pulling out some form of small explosive to try and like grab her and like hold a detonator to the two of us.
Yeah, I think that just may be a frag roll.
Yes,
possibly.
I think I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Nice.
Finally, no more talking. Oh, I got a 1 and a 2.
Okay, so that means that the clock does fill.
Yep.
It
clock,
overfills actually.
Does the clock is it bad if the clock fills, or is it bad if it would go over? Like overfilling is obviously bad, but if it's just filled, are we still in, or are we out the moment it fills?
You're not out, but I will say that this means that there's a turnabout, if you will.
Yeah.
This is the Gundam moment.
So you do run at the lady with the bun, and she's just like, doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter if I live or die. Everything is in place. And just like does the double click chirp on the phone.
Oh no.
And just like gives you this kind of manic grin. Down below in the tunnels, you hear another rumble. And for a second you're just like, obviously that's an aftershock from the charges. And then you hear the
Elon Musk
rev.
has been fracking.
You hear the rev of several motorcycles from either end of the tunnel.
I forgot to add my die with my special.
Oh wait, yeah. You do.
But we can just roll with it.
More.
I can do it next time if we want.
No. Roll it now.
Roll it.
Because you have a chance to turn the clock back instead. Oh no.
Nope.
No turning back.
All right.
Look, I'm really distracted by Brittany. Okay, I'm only slightly murderous.
Yeah.
Listen, you shared an emotional, touching, like longing look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happens, you know.
Yeah.
It does. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't. All right, so the one with the button says, it doesn't matter what happens to me. Down in the tunnel, we hear the rev of motorcycles and we cut back up top to you, Clove. You've got a choice that you could make. You could take out the ringleader and hope it takes out the rest of the rival gang. Or you could leap down and help your friends. Or you could do something else.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do this because I failed. What I'd like to do is fall down, still kind of holding her.
You can totally do that.
So
you're like holding out the detonator. You have the charge like presser, and it's like, I'll do it as you back towards the hole. And John is just like, I mean, I know that charge isn't actually big enough to do anything, but you're near. Oh, there they go. And you fall backwards into the hole. So both of you will be down there.
So I almost imagine, like, considering this is basically a cartoon, is we fall and land next to Fisher.
Yeah.
And I look up at Fisher and I'm like, I don't know what to do now. The talking didn't work. and threatening didn't work. What else is there?
Fisher adjusts their glasses and they say, Clove, you did everything perfect. You got her right where we needed her. The next thing to do is make a hole, because we heard like the motorcycles revving on both ends, right?
Yep. You're ostensibly trapped.
Yeah, we're ostensibly trapped, but we have an explosives expert with us now, exactly in the place that she needed to be. So I say, you're going to make a hole.
And we're going to get.
That's true. We have two.
So many explosives.
How do we know this woman at all? Is she brand new to all of us, or is she? I mean, she's been on screen. We've seen her a lot, but is she?
Fisher, I think you recognize her because in the fall, the perfectly coiffed and sculpted wig that she was wearing has come loose.
It was a wig. No. Okay.
Yeah. So you recognize her. Who is she?
Fake wig, fake accent.
Yeah, I think, who did we say was Elon Musk's current?
Is it your adult child?
No, wait, who was it?
Yeah.
No, my adult child was a stunt director, but
wasn't Brittany the one who was?
Yeah, Brittany is the one that's currently dating Elon Musk.
Okay, never mind. All right, never mind. Can't. I wasn't sure if that was, but yeah, I mean, I think that this is like Musk's lieutenant. This is his right hand, and she was the one that engineered the plan to end Rattlesnake. She's been in his side for ages. Musk is the mastermind, but she's the executor of his will,
right?
As it would be, and clearly out here. So I think, yeah, we've met before. I think we both recognize each other. What did you say, Allie? Did you say that did you name her, or has she not been named?
I didn't name her.
Okay.
So,
this is Ellen, and Ellen has been working.
You didn't.
Yeah, because Elon only hires people that have names very close to his own.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Perfect. So
yes.
Yeah.
And I say, Ellen, you're with us now, and it'll look to Clove like that's because of you. You did that. You made this possible. The only way any of us are going to make it out of here alive is if you help us. And I think I yell, punch it, and I assume that we're going to be driving out of here, having to face motorcycles that are coming after us. But yeah, I want to try and convince her too that it's the only way that she's going to survive is if she.
Right. You have failed Elon Musk for the last time. If you go back, he'll just kill you.
Yeah, he'll throw you. He's already thrown you away. They're not gonna, these cyber ninja assassins aren't gonna stop.
Right.
They're not gonna hold their fire against you. Is she a person that could be turned even for a moment? For her own,
I mean, she could. Anything can happen in a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything can happen.
So while Ellen is considering this, things are barreling down. Someone has to blow. Someone or someone's have to blow a hole into the wall, so that someone else can drive through it, or you can drive through the wall. How do you want to proceed?
Probably want to blow a hole.
Yeah, I think part of the charges. There were some for the exit route.
Okay. So you blow a secondary detonator. The wall comes down, and it reveals that it leads into part of the old subway that no one uses anymore because you now have Elon Musk's mass transit options.
Yeah, the EMMT.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Fugu, the wall's blown. You're back in the semi.
Yes, yeah, I'm driving. And I think, can we see the motorcycle, like the motorcycles that are making the noises?
You see their headlights barreling down towards you.
Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna drive into the subway then. Off-road.
Uh, hmm.
Would you like me to make a roll?
Yeah.
Could I possibly make an argument that this is a fox roll to try and like escape the cyber motorcycle ninjas?
I think it is a Vox roll, and if you succeed, well, roll for me first, and then we'll
Did
narrate
we?
it.
Does the macro work, or should I just roll?
Just roll.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
fair enough.
The macro's only rolling one die.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Holy crap!
All right. The good news is you didn't roll double ones. The bad news is it still fills the clock. So
I can mitigate partial failures, but I don't know if that helps.
Yeah.
In this case.
So what we could do is use the cinematic death mechanic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someone can make the sacrifice play here.
I think maybe it might be Fugu's time to go. I think, like, yeah, probably. I think they drive the car, the semi, through the hole, but then they like essentially get like stuck because there's like directions that we're supposed to go, but Fugu's so focused on driving that they turn down the wrong tunnel, and they're met with a decommissioned subway car.
I think I know what happens. Fugu, were you trying to use the mass transit map, like the poster map that's never actually accurate to any kind of scale?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nice.
Because it was the only one that you could still find.
I think in that case, what I do is like we see the headlights of all of the motorcycles just kind of coming down towards us from that one direction. And Fugu basically taps something on the back of their helmet, and something like pops out, and they just like key it into the semi, and it like revs to life, and then they just look back at all of the rest of the crew, just say goodbye. And then they jump onto onto the like the whatever mini car they had before.
Yeah.
And then they go for one final rodeo.
Nice.
To exploit the AI in the motorcycles.
So your little 3-wheeler thing has been riding like unautomated along beside us, and you just jump out the door land onto it, and then go after go
right. And then I do the electric rodeo because I know they're powered by AI.
The cyber ninja, the cyber part of the cyber ninja is now going to be.
And then the semi kind of like just roars past and rushes past, and you just hear like the sound of engine, like motorcycle engines like revving and like explosions happening.
Did you set the semi onto autopilot so it's going to keep?
Yeah, so it's like so basically, I think it's like basically uploaded with Fugu Tachibana's like driving AI.
Nice.
That's what I was about to ask. Is
that's the key thing?
All right.
Yeah, on the like digital like screen that you're definitely not supposed to look at while driving, but like they're self-driven, so who cares now? There's like a little like puffer fish icon that's like going like this.
Right. So, Fugu, your cinematic death. I think the key component that you gave is your ability to drive.
You can now go anywhere you please.
Yeah.
Basically,
be free.
You are no longer constrained by the
Elon Musk's hell tunnel.
Basically. All right, so that set the clock back halfway.
Nice.
You got some wiggle room again. And you still have Ellen with you in the semi. And I think in this scene, when she sees Fugu make the sacrifice play, it's just like, but why would you ever do that? Why would you ever drive off road? The AI is perfectly capable on its own. Does
AI.
anyone disabuse Ellen of these notions?
AI doesn't know everything, Ellen. It's always going to come down to someone making a call. And in this case, Fugu made the hard choice. He did it for the vine.
I think Ellen's eyes go wide. And it's just like, oh, this is what happened. This is because of Rattlesnake.
Yeah.
All right. So
is that enough to perhaps we didn't roll earlier on, but I feel like that is a more meaningful thing than just like you should join us to save your own skin. This feels like a more reasonable time to try and get her to it not necessarily join our team, but at least side with us through this encounter, like not trying.
Yeah. And I think Soup, if you want to step into the shoes of Ellen, you could.
Okay. That sounds fine to me.
Nice.
Ellen is probably
a
almost definitely a mastermind. I think the tactician.
Okay. Ellen.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about the cornerstone and everything for right now.
Right. That's fair.
Right. So you're now Ellen. You've just seen the protege of Rattlesnake Johnson pull off one of his signature moves in order to corral the other motorcycle AI and get them to crash into each other themselves.
I don't understand. I think Ellen is just gonna like stare off into the distance, trying to like figure out what's like. She's battling her own mind here.
Yeah. Well, and there were motorcycles coming from both directions, right? So like food took care of the ones that were chasing us from behind, but I'm sure like up ahead,
right.
There's always more cyber ninjas. There's always more cyber ninjas, right?
In the distance, you can hear them like rev more motorcycles.
So I feel like Ellen has this like little bit of time to decide, what she's going to do as cyber ninjas are getting closer.
So you're down in an old subway system. How are you getting out with this giant troll statue? Getting to
good question.
Your safe
Where are
house.
We going?
Yeah.
You do have a Fugu AI currently driving the car, so you don't have to worry about that.
I feel like maybe because this is Seattle, we would have some sort of like ferry we're trying to get to like get it on the ferry and like pull off into the ocean.
Yeah. Then it's international waters, and you can no longer
you can't be arrested in the middle of the ocean.
No.
Can't arrest me for boat crimes.
Oh, that's so. I mean, it makes sense.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I think the thing we need to do is like ditch the rest of the people. This is like that long protracted part of the movie where like we have the forever long chase. Like who got rid of a ton of them, and I think that. Fisher's gonna look to you. He hopes Ellen will as well, but Fisher definitely looks to Clove to be like, there's gonna be more of them after us. You need to do what you do best and clear the path.
What I imagine is like waiting for the motorcycles to get within jumping range of the semi, and like jumping from motorcycle to motorcycle, putting explosives on them as I go.
Yes.
Can you make that roll for me?
I imagine this is frag.
Yes.
Hella frag.
Frag them all.
And don't forget, you get 3 dice.
Yeah. 5.
What? So 5.
The best roll this game so far.
I'm feeling pretty good about
no one's gotten a 6, and definitely no one has gotten double 6s.
That's just the way of things. Sometimes you just don't roll good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like You do manage it. You like are leaping from one to the other very graceful. Actually, is it graceful? Is the way that Clove moves graceful, or is it like utilitarian?
I think this is the only time Clove moves graceful. Like, I think there's something about like when I'm in like kill mode, I get very like serious and locked in. So almost like stereotypical like Matrix graceful of like jumping to motorcycle and flipping to the next motorcycle and then like leaping to the next one in a very like flashy over the top way.
Yeah, and then you blow the charge and it gets rid of all of them, clears out that tunnel behind you. And it looks like, at least for right now, you might get off scot-free. There's a light at the end of the tunnel that is not a motorcycle headlight for once.
Light at the end of the
So what
tunnel is a
happens next?
train.
Don't be foolish. There's no trains anymore.
Yeah. There's just EMMT.
I think what I'd like to do is Tingle, are you in like the Twinkle, are you in the semi truck, like the back bed, or are you like up in the cabin area?
I think I'm probably still in the back bed. Probably on like either on the troll itself, because the clamshell brought it down and she would have hopped down onto it. And just kind of like holding on for dear life as we're speeding through these tunnels, possibly like chunking things that explode as they go into, it's like, oh, okay, we're coming on another thing, so we're gonna chunk right there, and then we're gonna be able to clear a path. Mm-hmm. So she's clearing the path in front of you while Clove is clearing the path behind us.
I imagine like when I land back in the semi truck with all the explosions trailing behind me, I turn to you and say, "It cleared out the tunnel. Can you bring it down so no more can come? Just drop the roof."
She like makes a quick calculation, looks at her bag.
And we're moving like 80 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh no! If we go any like a bit under there, we will explode.
Yeah.
Like speed, you can't go below a certain.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Like
exactly.
Yeah. I just say this because like Twinkle was like so precise about everything has to be timed right. So now like I imagine the pressure's on because we're flying along. You have to do this on the spot, on the fly.
This feels like with a bang.
Oh yes. Yeah. It was like, I think with a bang might be for a good No. This you know like that this could be a terrible. Yeah. Like if you accidentally arc it a little bit wrong.
Yep.
Right. So you get 3 die. Or wait, no. 2. You would get 3 die. Because you get 1 from frag, 1 from the roll, and 1 from being assisted.
3. I told you, dice rollers hate me.
Hold on,
just one of those nights.
I'm not giving up on you. I'm talking fast and walking faster. So what is it? What are you doing to drop to set off these destinations?
She has she's aiming at the supports that are holding up the tunnel and trying to get the explosion that she's setting off with a small bomb, because everybody has C4 in their bag, right?
Nice.
Literally everybody, yeah,
literally, and is trying to just take out some of the supports so that the tunnel does in fact collapse.
Nice. I think that Fisher, who had previously been like trying to jimmy open the door to the VW to get inside, sees you doing this, gives up on that, and at one point when you're gonna like pull out a brick to set the detonator in it, he's like, "Remember back in Paris? I think we want 2, and I want to try to mitigate that failure. So encourage you to use just a little more to blow up one of those supports." And I think that someone partially fails on a roll, you can step in to talk through a plan for making this work in your favor. On a success, you remove 1 tick from the antagonist's clock. Can I roll Fox to try and turn this into to mitigate this?
Just roll 1d6, and as long as it's more than 3.
Okay,
good.
Got it. Let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
That's more than 3.
That's more than 3.
Okay, let me just double check. Yeah. So instead of going up 2, it only goes up 1.
Nice.
I think I messed that up.
And does that turn Twinkle's roll into a partial success? Because it was a partial fail before. Cool.
Yeah, basically partial success.
Awesome.
So, like, you do it, you say, like, remember back in Paris. Do we have a flashback to exactly what happened in Paris? Or do we just say remember in Paris, like remember Budapest?
Right.
And it's just like I remember
You and I
Budapest
remember Paris very differently.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I think I do like that better. Just
yeah, I like that we have just established that Twinkle and Fisher have a history and that we have done a job at least.
Yes, I remember Paris. I still have the scar.
Nice.
So, like, you add a little more than you really should in this case, because if that went wrong,
yeah, right.
Everyone would just be buried in the tunnel. But you managed to pull it off. You pull out into the not very bright, but like welcoming sunlight of Seattle. The sun is just starting to go down. You're like up on a hill so you can see down towards the water. I have no idea if there's any hills that close to the water because I don't know Seattle, but it's picturesque.
Seattle 2140 there is.
Yeah. You can see the water. You know that you're near what you need to do, near the end of what you need for this. You can even see, if you squint, you can see the boat that you're trying to get to, the barge. Yeah, barge. So what's the plan for getting there? You don't have your driver anymore. You do have their brain more or less uploaded into the semi.
You've been Millennium Falconed.
Yeah.
I don't know Seattle, so I'm gonna make something up now. So sometime at these tunnels connect to like this aqueduct that just runs straight to the docks where the ferry is waiting. So we finally get through the tunnels and break out the wall that's right next to the aqueduct, and something happens to the truck such that the tires kind of become hydroplaney, and we just kind of coast the rest of the way with like zooming on this waterway.
Nice.
All right, so 1 second. All right, so Sue, aka Ellen. So 1 second.
That's me now, Ellen.
Yes, you're Ellen now. We're gonna change that so it actually says Ellen. There.
Okay.
So you should see your new character sheet.
Should I?
Yes.
Ellen. Let's see. Cool.
All right.
I'm now Ellen.
So you see what's happening, and it takes you a couple of seconds to put together what their plan was. But just as it clicks for you, you're just like, Oh, so you were going to, and then the tires hit and start hydroplaning, and you just start coasting down towards this ferry.
Mm-hmm.
But you also know that part of your plan was to wind your way through some of the side streets with like Brittany and one of those like you know the way that you're supposed to shoot car shots in a movie where it's the car pulled behind a tow truck. You had that set up. And you were going to use that to clear the way. And you see it going because the guy's just like, I don't know, my client never showed up. And you see that where he's going to end up stopping should end up right in the way.
Okay. Well, I think.
Since you were the client, you should be able to fix things.
Yeah. So if I just like put a call in, just like pull out my hand phone. Boop, 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 boop. Bling, bling.
Okay. And because this is just daisy chaining so many things that I put in here, and probably I should fix the ability to daisy chain them. Because the partial failure was turned into a partial success, you can aid in that roll, turn it back to the point that I think it is at now. And you'll also be able to make an action here.
Cool.
So you put in the call to the guy with the tow truck.
I have a question, actually. Mm-hmm. Could I so basically, because I have like intensive knowledge of the plan, of the enemy's plan, basically. Yeah, my plan. I put the plan together. Can I ask the driver to go essentially block off where I know that more cyber ninjas would come from? Like, yes, I would like to do that.
That for you just would be a fox roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just like put a call in, just like, oh, can you actually go to these coordinates right here? I'm so sorry for the mix up. And it's 2 dice question mark?
Yep, it'd be 2d6.
Oh boy, let's hope I'm good at that. I'm so good at games.
You're very good at role-playing games.
Games
it's
are great.
Gosh.
I don't know. Probably it's like bureaucracy. Just like, no, I mean, it says in my electro contract that I have to stay here until this time. So I'm gonna move to this location, etc., etc.
It's Lyft, but for
oh my god, yeah,
filming equipment. It's like, I mean, I have to wait here at least 30 minutes due to legalities and the contract set up with most people. And it's just
I don't control it. It's the car.
Actually, yes. They no longer control it. It's the car. All they do is press a button inside the car that's like, client did not show up.
Right. So they have to wait. So they have to wait to leave.
Yeah. So So
that being said, I can still aid somebody if they decide to do something as well, right?
Yes. Your move still works the way that it normally
would. I will promptly inform them a truck is going to be in the way in about 30 seconds.
I look at Fisher and I say, can I kill the truck?
Let's because so far you haven't actually hurt anyone, right? Like you've blown things up, but they're not there. You've been very
AIs,
technically they're some form of cybernetic non-living entity.
Yeah.
So no, you have not hurt a single person despite being an assassin.
Yeah.
Right. But it also seems like that's important to Clove, right? Like that you didn't want people to get hurt and you don't want bystander. And this is clearly like a bystander, right? This isn't the truck is not Elon Musk's
No, it's just someone in the gig economy.
Personal.
It's just someone in the gig economy, exactly. So I say, you say, can I kill the truck? And I say that's not how we do it. Help me with this. And what I want to do, because this is a cartoon and it's Transformers, is we have those arms that like reached up to grab the whole thing. And we're hydroplaning right now, but we're like in the side of an aqueduct and there's going to be a truck on the way. I want, with Clove's help, to extend one of the arms out so that we like to push against the wall, so that we're going to scoop up alongside one of the wall and go around and over the truck and hopefully not drop the troll statue on top of it in the process.
I love the image of this sliding troll.
Yeah, this troll sliding along. But like clearly there's way too much coordination and there's all these levers and gears and like the arms need to be manually controlled and so I'm gonna ask that you help me do that instead, and it's totally up to you. If you think just blowing up the truck is the better way, Fisher will not stop you, but he's trying to give you an opportunity to not have to kill someone innocent.
I think you see, like, I look immediately relieved. Like, I want to do a good job, but I also don't want to, hurt people, actually.
Yeah, right. Not innocent people, right? Not bystanders.
So I get up and start helping you with like the levers and the maneuvering and all of that.
Nice. So I realize that in the mind's eye, this is hard to conceive of, but yes, my thought is if we're going down this sluice, that we can just slide up the side of the wall and go over the truck and then come back down again with these arms propping us up. Does that sound bitchin', Allie, or does that sound?
Yeah, it's actually the much larger version of like a skateboarding trick.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Just as our forefather Tony Hawk predicted.
Yes, we're just gonna treat this like half pipe.
There's just one problem.
What's that?
Sounds like what you're going for is a fix roll.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right.
Can I help with that?
Only one person can help.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's all good.
All right, so
this one die.
Does anyone have fix? That will be.
Certainly not me, but that's fine.
I mean,
Clove also doesn't.
I have fix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Twinkle is the right person to do this, but I think in this moment of desperation,
it's us.
It's us trying it. So so I think if one of us helps the other, we do have one die though, right? If we're
You
helping.
do have one.
Okay, cool. Cass, do you want Clove to lead it, or do you want Fisher to lead it?
I'll lead it.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
You got this. I got all the faith in you.
I almost imagine it's like mostly Clove doing it and you're just like talking to me and like kind of cheerleading. Oh.
Yikes.
Here's the thing. Levers and machines look like explosives, but they actually aren't.
They don't operate the same way.
I like to pull out wires and like manipulate that.
I think what ends up happening is that Twinkle, you were like secure, making sure that the troll was secure because you realize like, all right, I gotta make sure everything's strapped down a little bit better. And you turn around and you're about to say like, all right, everything looks good, and you just see Clove go like, stunk. It just goes so wrong so quickly. And like
she doesn't even have time to even say it. She just defeated sigh.
I imagine this isn't the first time this has happened either. Like, look away, and Clove has messed this up with your electronics.
3 seconds. 3 seconds. How many times do I have to say, don't touch the thingies after I touch them? Delicate machinery.
All right, so like you see this happen, and like just as you say, "Oh no," or just as you sigh, because you don't even get to the "oh no," you just sigh. The truck goes up on the side of the aqueduct and goes too far. And now it's just like gently floating through there's probably that like, I don't remember what classical piece is, but the like do 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 do. Just as the truck is slow motion flipping through the air towards the ground. The guy that's in the gig economy film equipment truck like has like a Elon Musk version of a big gulp in hand as he looks out the window, starts to drink, and is just like, oh, the cup is falling and slow. Everything is just falling. Someone on the street pulls out a phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are tumbling through the air currently.
Yeah, I feel like there's still a way to save this. And I think that is, oh no.
That it.
All right. Yeah, I think Fisher's phone rings, and he in midair he answers, said, "Yeah, do it," and he turns and he hands the phone, which is actually a phone. Fisher actually has some, for some reason, has this archaic old thing because it's what powers Woof and the ability to do all this. And he hands the phone to Clove and he says, "Tell him Fisher sent you if you ever need to." And this is this is my I'm calling in my last chip. And how well, we've already gone completely bonanza, but I think a helicopter flies by with hooks and it grabs the bottom of the truck that's now hanging upside down, barely holding onto the statue, to catch us out of there. And that's when Fisher the Fisher called in his final contact. That is my cinematic death. And I think when we next turn back, Fisher will not. I don't think we see him disappear, but when the camera cuts back, he is not there.
Right. Fisher just disappears somehow.
Yeah.
Disappears.
Yeah.
Like someone yells out, probably Ellen yells out, "Everyone grab hold of something." And when you do, when you hear the like feel more than anything, the tug of hitting something or like getting caught on something, but it's before you would have hit the ground. Everyone kind of looks around and you look down, and over the walkies that you thought no one used the frequency of anymore, you just hear, "Everyone all right down there? It's a bit of a rough catch. I think we got it. Hello?"
Hell.
Yeah.
Hello?
It's like, yeah. We're here. We were sent by Fisher.
Because there's
Everyone
just
staring.
where the truck would be upside down in the air, and it would need to get a helicopter.
We're like all grabbing on, just like
Right. And I'm on your phone, right?
What's that? Yeah, I handed you my phone.
Yeah.
I think I dove into the water, honestly, below. I don't know why, but because it's the time
Maybe
to
that
leave
like
the
slung
scene.
out or
Yeah, but the phone gives you +1 on fix rolls because that's what you tried and it didn't work. So no.
I'm like, we're having nice weather today, right?
Like, yeah, it's perfect
Did they like
weather
catch
for
the troll
They
truck
caught
by
the
the
tr-
underside?
by the
Yeah,
So is it
yeah.
still hanging? Okay,
They
so
have
it's still
hooks that
hanging upside
caught the
down.
underside of the
Mhm.
truck. Exactly.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I have the middle image, so my straps are still holding
Physics don't make any
troll to the underside
Yes,
Yeah.
of a
exactly.
truck that is
It's
being
creaking a
pulled
little bit
by a
ominously.
Which is
helicopter.
upside down. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just needed to get that image.
I'm sorry I made a convoluted solution to
No,
this.
it's fine. It is good. Just making sure I have the
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
still have this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine. We got this.
So I think we've rolled enough things.
Yeah.
And
I think Farley is the chopper pilot, by the way. Farley is
Yeah.
the one calling in everything.
yeah. So you just hear, yeah, I hear it's a good day for a boat ride, as whatever the like musical theme is for this movie plays, and you're gently placed upside down onto the ferry. It's just like, don't forget to pay the toll, as the helicopter then lifts away.
Pay the troll toll.
That's so funny. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And you're just gently placed down onto the ship.
Upside down, but you know,
Upside down, maybe like on its side.
Yeah. But
Just
gentle.
not the right way.
Yeah, she Twinkle like waves goodbye to the helicopter, because what else do you do in that situation? And it goes up to the pilot hatch deck, whatever the hell you call it.
Or
You know, the
captain?
little place where
Cockpit.
Cockpit. Thank you. Well, I don't think boats have cockpits. I don't think that's right. But you know what I mean. Bridge, that's the word. And like pulls out an envelope and hands it to the pilot and says, can we get out of here? There's kind of like people coming or something coming after us.
It's like the pilot, or not pilot, the captain just nods and is just like, yeah, normally we don't leave for another 5 minutes, but I think I can make an exception here.
Yeah, the envelope is full of cash.
Yeah, like it's obviously thick, filled with money envelope.
Yeah.
Maybe they like open it and flick through it to show all the 100 bills in there. It's just like, yeah, I think we can make an exception to the schedule today. You hear the like foghorn of the ferry as they pull away from the dock. And I think behind you, because we did fill the clock before that happened. On the dock, just pulling up as you're pulling too far away to catch anymore, you just see this platoon of cybernetic motorcycle riding ninjas pull up. And the one that's obviously wearing a red scarf holds a hand up towards its faceplate. And you think if it had eyes that could narrow, they would narrow at you as you're getting away.
You could totally narrow eyes through a impenetrable visor. I've seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they rev their engine and lead their squad away. So you've gotten off. You've gotten away. So I think what we have here are epilogue scenes for the people that survived.
Nice.
So, let's go with Twinkle first.
I think it's like 6-8 months later. And you see Twinkle on the back of another truck that's speeding away, sitting on top of a Teddy Roosevelt's head from Mount Rushmore.
So that's what you really needed the polymer for. And I think we see
more
that
statues.
I think we see that shot, and then there's just like the freeze frame and the like caption box, and it's like Twinkle went on to steal many larger and larger statues.
Eventually, the Statue of Liberty vanished without a trace,
with only a small impact crater left in its wake. All right, so Clove, let's go to you.
It's okay with people. What I imagine is we see a lot of greenery. It's clearly the Olympic rainforest, very wet, very green. And we see that the troll has been relocated out here. It's been released to the wild of the Olympic forest. And I'm sort of like I have a little camping tent and everything next to it, and I get out and I sort of hide the tent and pull over things to cover it, and do something to sort of hide the troll a little bit, and then walk down, and I approach what looks like a park ranger kind of booth where there's usually someone there to like give directions in the park, whatever. And I go up to the woman who's there and I'm just like, nice weather today, right? And good fishing today. And then I sort of smile and like walk away and I'm like, yeah, that was better today. And we see me kind of just like walk into the forest.
Can I
come here every day to make small talk?
Yeah.
Fisher doesn't. Fisher isn't in the story, but Allie, is it okay if I added a tiny little bit to of his legacy?
Yes.
Okay. As you're, there's not very good reception out here, so normally you don't get signal, but so you don't know if this just came through or if it's been a little while. But like when you're leaning back, Fisher's phone vibrates, and when you pull it out, you see a text from an Acer, and it says, "Dad, are we still on for lunch today?" And
Oh.
yes, and you can decide whether or not, Clove has to decide whether they want to give the bad news. Or
I think so. You, Cass, have time to make that decision. We cut to Ellen.
Okay, and we're just epiloguing the characters that are like alive, right?
I mean, or the ones that are dead.
Yeah. Or the ones that are dead. Yeah. I think I'll just combine them into one. Like there's we cut to like a TV broadcast. It's just like in recent news and the tragic passing of one Fugu Tachibana, rising star of the electric car rodeo circuit, etc., etc., etc. Their legacy will never be forgotten as the first aquatic named electric car rodeo rider, etc., etc., etc. And then it kind of like turns that like that like CRTV like layered sort of thing, and it like zooms out, and Ellen is just in this like really nice like swanky looking apartment. She's having like a glass of wine, and she just kind of like stares out at the like night sky, and then like the camera kind of like is like staring out at the sky with her, and then it like zooms back, and when you see around there's like I don't know which direction to take this. I think probably I'm gonna go against my initial like what I wanted to do, but I think there's just like a little like what's it called, just like a memorabilia for electric car rodeo. Yeah, and
it's
there's like
AI
a little
cores and old like
right. There's like a little circuit where it like plays the like hologram videos, and then there's like just like a helmet that's like sat on the table, and it's the pufferfish helmet, and it's like clearly been like badly damaged. Yeah, that's it. She becomes an enthusiast.
That's
all right. So, Clove, you've gotten this text. Do we see you meeting Acer?
I think all we see is I message back saying, I'm a friend of Fisher's and we have a lot to talk about. And then I like start heading towards the ferry to go towards like main Seattle or wherever.
All right. And I think we see that message being received by Acer at a cute little like coffee shop like in downtown Seattle. And they look at it and then look at the person they're sitting at the table with. And it's Billy, the stunt coordinator. And it's like, I think that last job went really wrong. I don't know what happened, but I just have a gut feeling. It's like, well, mean, business is going to be slow this season. So, I mean, could go find out. And that's when it cuts to black.
Nice. Music outro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music outro. All
Very
right.
cool.
So,
Cool.
Yay. We did it. We
Yeah,
stole
did
the
it.
Fremont troll.
We stole the troll.
Free the troll.
and paid the toll troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troll
The
toll.
troll toll.
And we
Troll
kept
toll.
Elon from becoming God King this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This time.
He'll come up with a new plan in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Why do you think I was stealing Teddy Roosevelt?
We have to hide all the national monuments from Elon Musk.
God, actually, that's kind of terrifying. Hey, so
We did establish he's a vampire now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
immortal
true.
at least.
Right.
Oh, that was in the silent cutscene.
Oh, in the silent cutscene? Yes. Sorry.
Elon Musk
Yeah.
went to space and became a vampire. It was the whole thing.
It's the whole
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally is
and
good
then
stuff.
I think in the mid-credit scene, because now every movie has to do the
Alright.
Marvel
Oh,
movie
the
thing.
Marvel thing.
You got
Yeah.
the mid-credit scene that's just like Elon Musk, even paler, slightly hunched in a darkened room. It's just like, I see we'll need to improve the AI on my cyber ninjas. And then pulls out the core of a semi, and it's just like, this will do nicely for a starting base.
Oh no.
And that's a
Oh.
mid-credit scene.
Nice.
Damn.
Well, for end credit scene, I think we should do our outros of the actors in the
Yeah.
film.
The bloopers.
Yeah. I'm Sean. My pronouns are he, him. I had a great time playing. My blooper for this session was my router dying and thus killing video and audio for a good 5 minutes in the middle of it and making everything just look messed up. Yeah, that was some good times. How about you, Cass?
I'm Cass. My pronouns are she or they, and can follow everything on Cascade Designs. I think my blooper was when my dog tried to sit on my lap and took up half the screen. So, yeah, he thinks it's bedtime. And how about you, Misha?
I'm Misha B. She, her. I think this was fun. I like have fun with heists, and this one was just so over the top. It's just perfect. My blooper for this one, I think. For a while, I don't know if you can hear it on screen or not, but my kids were getting ready for bed, and so like the stairs are right above where I'm sitting, so you can just hear scrabbling of. It's like a small herd of elephants going trumping up the stairs right above my head. And I'm like, it's very weird. How about you, Soup?
Hello, I'm Soup. I've been here for the last couple hours. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me in internet places at Literal Soup. Like, for instance, my itch page where I make a game every once in a blue moon. At this rate, it's like once a year. It's pretty bad. I think my blooper for this was definitely that little period of time right near the end when I was like, oh, I forgot I took the gas card out of my car and have been holding on to it for a week. I had to return it.
It happens.
Yes.
All right, what about you, Mads?
Hi, I'm Allie, or Mads. I've been your fixer for this evening. My pronouns are she or they. And my blooper is definitely my cat, Bailey, scratching fervently at the door.
That was not a blooper. That was like the thing that someone ad libs like as an actor.
Yeah,
It was
but,
inspiration.
but also like the fact that you can't hear it over my microphone because it's just good enough as a microphone, but I can hear it
Right.
over my headphone.
Nice.
Yup.
So it's just like very quiet, very plaintive meows in the background while I'm trying to tell you about this. But if I let him in, he would just want to be let out. And you would
Yeah.
see him hopping up in the background, clawing at the door.
As
Oh,
cats
Mr.
do.
Bailey.
But yeah, this has been Heist. If you'd like to pick it up, you can go to Madpiro. That's MADPIERROT.itch.io. Or you can go to patreon.com/Madpiro. And you'll
should
get
do that.
my other games too.
Yes, you should check it
And
out.
also, I'm on Twitter.
There's a link on in chat as well to Allie's itch page. So yeah, check it out. If you like it, get a copy. Play it yourself. All right. Good night, all. Have a great one.